tonight's topic, everyone here in Pray It Off World, is the key to successful weight loss is in planning. And I'm going to cite an article by Tim Harlan, Dr. Tim Harlan. For years, he's been telling his patients that planning is the key to successful weight loss. If you are going to build a house or tackle a big project, would you just say, okay, I'm here at the land, I'm going to build a house, and not have any wood, not have any nails, not have a blueprint? To build a house, you need a plan. To win an Olympic gold medal, you need a plan. Why do we think that to lose weight, all we have to do is go to a weight loss group for 1 hour a week and it will magically happen? You have to plan what you're going to eat, what you're going to do. You have to plan a grocery store trip. He feels that keeping a daily food diary and planning meals ahead of time are keys. Now, part of being in this group is having a daily food diary and being honest. I like to think that being part of a Catholic weight loss group, we're maybe a little more honest than your run-of-the-mill people keeping a regular food log. I'd like to think that. I'd like to think that. Okay. We need to look at what we're doing and plan how we're going to lose weight, because it doesn't magically happen. And you know, one of our members, Joe, is using a phone app, Weight Loss Buddy or something. It's a free phone app, and he loves it because if he has something that's got a barcode, he scans it, and it does everything. He's been doing great. There's online food diaries, there's online food things, but you have to plan to use them. And then he cites some studies about how there was two groups of men, and one group, you know, they talked about the whole diet plan, but one group went on and went and did a diet online and charted their food and did everything. They lost 50% more weight after the start of the study than the people who just thought they could magically lose weight. And the thing is, we're coming here once a week. This is part of our plan. And if we embrace it and keep a good log and plan what we're going to eat, then we have a greater chance for success. And then it says right here, the self-kept food diaries are notoriously inaccurate. You know why? Because you can write down there, I had a salad, chicken, and it sounds so good, doesn't it? Oh, I just had a salad and chicken. But you don't mention that it was chicken cordon bleu with cheese and all this stuff. And you don't mention that you had blue cheese, full calorie dressing, half a bottle on the salad, with croutons that were this thick. We have sins of omission. Now, there are people in this group that if they have a raisin, they're writing down 3 raisins. And I look at their food logs and I go, no wonder they're up to almost 30 pounds. They write down everything. So it looks like they're eating a ton. Their food logs are like so filled in because they're writing everything down, even their healthy things. And then there's people who come in and it looks like they're not eating anything. Oh, I just had chicken and a salad, and they write like a couple things down and they're gaining 3 or 4 pounds. Interesting. You have to really think, this week, I am going to write down everything, every bite, lick, or taste, everything I eat, because part of that is owning it. And then he did another study, and he talked about people who clean their plates. 91% of people decide to clean their plates before they ever sit down to eat their meal. I thought about that for a second. I don't think I can't even remember in recent history, maybe my whole life, that I ever didn't clean my plate. I don't think I ever have not. Because it is so ingrained in me that even if I was full, if it was on my plate, because otherwise I see it as waste. So what I started to do since I joined Pray It Off is I start out with less on my plate. Even if I know I don't have a full serving in case I need to go back, just because I am so ingrained with clean my plate. Can I change that behavior? I can. I can have a little Tupperware dish by my plate. And I can play a game. I can say, you know what? I'm not going to clean my plate. Even if I'm still a little hungry, I'm going to put some of this food in a Tupperware dish, and I'm going to eat it tomorrow. Now, if I go to a restaurant, I don't always clean my plate. I take that back. I've taken home many, many, many a doggy bag. But if I'm eating at home and I put the food on my plate, I've never thrown it away, ever. It's just not the way I was brought up. Think about that, though, if you are putting way too much on your plate to start out with. Or think about, am I using a plate that's more of a platter? You know? Think about that. Okay, I'm going to go right into mastering the mindful meal. We're going to pay attention to what we eat. And I thought about this too, because I don't always do this. Every morning I've been having oatmeal with a little bran buds and either like a couple strawberries, or someday I'll have a couple blueberries. So this morning, as I was eating it, I took the first mouthful and I just let it sit in my mouth, and I went, and I really felt it and tasted it and chewed it and said, I'm eating oatmeal. I'm eating oatmeal with some bran buds and a few strawberries. Man, this is good. And I didn't swallow right away. And when I did, I really appreciated the food. Usually what I do is say, I got to get to work. Womp, 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 womp. And then it's like, okay, I ate my breakfast. This article here by Stephanie Vengus says, and from the Brigham and Women's Hospital, talks about how mindless eating without awareness can have negative health consequences. Because if we're not mindful of what we're eating, our brain isn't giving our body signals that we're full. We're watching TV, we're reaching into the chip bag, all of a sudden the chips are gone, and we had no idea how that happened. Or you say, I'm going to have a few pretzels, and the next thing you know, you've had like 10 servings of pretzels. We need to really pay attention to what we're doing. And then it talks about how to practice the mindful eating. Now, Bob said one day after a Pray It Off meeting, Ellen, I got something to ask you. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Now, one day I had in the packet, it's a hint. It's the same way you get to Carnegie Hall, thinking that everyone would know the answer. How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice.
Yeah, practice. And that is how you get to mindful eating. You practice. So it says, take a bite of apple and put it in your mouth and close your eyes, just like I did with the oatmeal, and don't even start chewing yet. Taste it. Just feel it and move it around. Try not to pay attention to any of the ideas. I gotta go to work and the kids are getting in trouble and all that's gone. Just the apple. Is it a sweet apple? Is it a Macintosh? Is it an Empire? What is it? Ooh, is it crunchy or is it sweet? Is it mushy? What is it? Then begin to chew now after you've had it in your mouth a couple seconds. As you're chewing, keep your mind on the eating. Now, there's going to be moments where you're going to want to swallow. You're going to want to swallow, but don't. Just keep chewing. And then as you begin to swallow, feel it moving towards the back of your throat. Feel it going down your throat. And then take a deep breath and then exhale. You've really eaten a slice of apple. I think we've gotten to the point in our lives, even when we've got like a filet mignon with the most expensive meal or lobster, people are still going like this. You know, you watch these shows on TV with these French chefs and they're like, or somebody's drinking a sip of wine and they, you know, the wine tasters, and they put it in and they move it around and then they're doing all this. How often do we really taste our food? Do we chew our food? Or is eating become, just like so many things in our lives, something we want to hurry up and get over with so we can do everything else that we have to do? The trouble with that is we don't eat the right things, we don't plan the right things, and we get fat. So, here's another couple steps they give you. Eat with chopsticks. How many people here have ever eaten with chopsticks? Wow! How many people haven't? I never have. I don't think I could. I'm going to try it. Okay. Eat with your non-dominant hand. Anyone ever try to eat with their left hand? I don't mean an apple. I mean fork and spoon. Try it. Chew your food 30 to 50 times. I remember when I read that you're supposed to sing happy birthday when you brush your teeth. Oh my gosh, I was going like this. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. I mean, I was speeding up happy birthday because it seemed so long. So what you have to do is try, and here's what I really don't do. No TV, newspaper, or computer. Vince, Bob, and I sit down, we turn everything off. We start with Vince. How was your day? Because then we can eat, because he'll go on and on and on about his day, which is unusual for a boy. I brought him up right. All right, eat sitting down. You don't eat like in the car, at your desk at work, where there's the computer and the pressures. You go to the break room and put the proper portions on your plate at the beginning. I've told people this story before. Thanksgiving starts at our family house at my mother at noon. Noon, 12:00, not 11:59, not 12:01. My mother says noon, we got to eat. 12:10, we're like, we've been picking up the dishes. I mean, thanks. So, I've tried to delay it. And then people will say to me, what, you still eat? You know, because I've tried to talk and try to slow it down a little bit, you know. But you have to remember where you grew up, and sometimes meals will be faster. Try to take 20 minutes to eat your meal. Okay, Bobby, I'm going to stop there. And then we're going to